What's happening, people? You're listening to another episode of the Giants Guys. Let me get the guys in here. Boom. There we go.
What up?
There's my people.
What's up, boys?
What's going on, gentlemen?
What's up, fellas?
You're listening to another episode of the Giants Guys. I am Craig. I'm your host, whether you like that or not. You're stuck with me. I've got Spartan Mike, who's in New Jersey. I got Spartan Mike in the
I am
lab.
in Pennsylvania, Craig.
Tommy G. I got the truth. Chris and Zane, they have the night off. Gentlemen, I am assuming you're ready to talk about some Giants football. Are you not?
Let's get to it.
Oh, yeah.
I thought we were talking the Rangers tonight. That's all we get to New York.
Go Rangers. Go
Hey, that
Rangers,
was-
baby.
The Giants show on my back.
You could talk about that.
We could talk about Igor having a great game, but we are not, because I just had to put a bet down on Rangers in 7 over Tampa Bay. Just in case anybody
Ooh,
can.
I like it. I like it.
Had to do it, people.
Good job,
Rangers in 7. But because this is the Giants Guys and we are the NY Giants Rush crew, we are going to talk about football. Because we love football. We talk about it all year round. And guess what, guys? This is the first time we haven't had a guest in a while. So it's the first time we kind of going to be able a chance to chew it up like this. What's up, Tuto? Thanks for jumping in the room. I love my Italian friend who, in the middle of the dark, in the evening, comes and hangs out with us. And yeah, of course, bravo Rangers, baby. All right. Housekeeping. I'm going to ask all you folks. Look, hundreds of people every week watch the show. Thousands and thousands of you read nygiantsrush.com. You interact with me on Twitter. We need you guys to go to YouTube. It's
Please.
The Giants Guys YouTube channel, and just hit the little red button there. Let's say you're not familiar with subscribing. It's a little red button. Just bang, 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 bang. See how easy this is? Look. Bang, 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 bang. Hit the subscribe button. It supports us, helps an algorithm for us to make this thing continue to run. So go to YouTube, go to the Giants YouTube channel, and hit the button. Okay.
Craig?
Yeah.
Can I jump in 1 second? I want to shout out Tuto. I did a small appearance with Hit Squad Productions, a smaller account. I did a pod with him. And Tuto was on there, and he was like, Craig, you're a part of Giants Rush. You're the Italian family. Let's go. So shout out Tuto.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. Tuto had a question, or he was on the show?
He was asking questions in the comments, and he was good, man. He had some good questions, but at one point he was like, Craig, Giants Rush, boom, boom, boom. I was loving it, man.
That's
shout
awesome.
out that guy.
You know what's crazy? We already had this conversation, me and him on the side, that like Tuto means like blue, or Azura means blue. Like we're not even. It's not his real name. I'm sure he'll pipe in here in a minute. Like, we're calling him like Big Blue or Forever Blue.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. But it's just funny how we're basically calling him something in Italian. It's not his name. All right, gentlemen, we're gonna play a quick game called Ride or Die. I will give you a question. You ride with it or you die with it. Okay, fiction. Truth. I'm going to start with you, because you're, as John Mayer would say, you're the adult in the room. So I'm going to start with you. Okay, 9 questions. Everybody gets 3. Truth. Leonard Williams is a Pro Bowl caliber defensive tackle / defensive end.
Ooh.
You ride with that statement or you die with that statement, meaning basically no.
Well, let's see. 2 years ago, he did play Pro Bowl caliber with those 11.5 sacks. Last year, I only had 6.5. So if we get an in-between of that version this year, we'll say 9 sacks. If he gets 9 sacks and plays his stout run defense, he would be playing Pro Bowl caliber football.
Okay, I'm going to also ride with Truth, and the reason being is he had 81 tackles. Okay, and I had to do a little bit of the research today, and thanks to RB, my Virginia brother, he told me Snacks was the only other guy that's done it because Justin Tuck hasn't done it. JPP did it way back in 2011. Dalvin Tomlinson didn't do it. The cat doesn't get enough respect for 81 tackles, okay? With a crap defense, he's doing everything with little resources and 14 QB hits. So, Truth, I am right along with you. I'm riding with the fact that he is a Pro Bowl caliber. Listen, we all know Pro Bowl, means basically nothing anymore. It's a popularity contest.
Yeah.
But we also know that it's definitely a feather in their cap, and it's a lot of respect. What's up, Taj? I see you, brother. Glad you're checking in. What's up, Zane? Oh, look at Zane jumping in. All right.
Zane, what up, brother? What up, Taj?
All right. I'm going to send this one to you, Spartan. Ride or die. Daniel Bellinger will start the year off as tight end 1.
Right. I think there's a couple of reasons. The other people that could potentially be the starting tight end are not very good. Additionally, even if they are slightly better and Bellinger, he's an up-and-coming guy, I think they're going to want to give him that experience. So then year 2, he's going to be able to explode. So I actually do thoroughly believe that he's in the shotgun seat to start at the tight end, as the tight end of the New York Giants in the 2022 season.
I am also gonna ride with that because he is not only a friend of the show, great interview. His father was a great guy. We tweeted a couple times. But here's the thing: I hear something come out of camp almost every other day about Daniel Bellinger being a steal. So if the people at the facility are seeing him play ball and they like him, and we know what he can do because we got to know him a little bit, I'm going to ride with that too. So I've got two. I'm on board with both you gentlemen for the first 2. All right, Tommy, you ready? You buckled in?
I'm ready to go.
All right. Kayvon Thibodeau will have only, I stress only, 6 sacks.
Now, this is a good one. I'm going to ride with this one because I think he's extremely talented. But there is a caveat to that. So you have Aziz on the other side, who had 8 sacks last season as a rookie. You have Leonard Williams, who we just spoke about. Even in a down year last year, he had 6.5 sacks. You have Dexter Lawrence, who was hopefully moved into his right position this season. So you're going to have some hungry boys across that front 7. Also, you have a defensive coordinator, Blake Martinez, who likes to use a little trickeration, a little disguised coverage. He likes to bring blitzers from the corners. So I think there's going to be a lot of sacks to go around. I'm hoping. I see we're all riding so far, ride or die with the Giants, right? I think there's going to be a lot of sacks to go around, and I think he tops the 6 sacks. I really do.
All right. You think over 6 or only 6? 6 and under, 6 and over?
6 and over.
All right.
I'll take the over.
I'm taking the under on that for the exact same reasons. I think they're going to want to put the rookie in his place a little bit. And I think Aziz is going to have some he's put on 10 pounds, 15 pounds of weight in the offseason.
Yeah, man, he's brolic, man. He's big.
Yeah. Now, again, I'm not killing Thibodeau, but, there is a rookie learning curve. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'm thinking that Thibodeau has 6 or under, so I'm going to die with that one, okay? Let's move. I'm going to go up to you here, Spartan. Sterling Shepard will be ready by Halloween.
Yeah, I believe so. I think what they're going to try to do is, in Sterling's case, I can imagine a situation where he's going to try to push it himself just because he's got to be able to prove it that he belongs here. And I do see a situation where he might be telling the trainer, even if there's a little bit of pain that's still there, that, he's feeling fine. He's feeling like he can play. I would have to imagine he's going to come back before Halloween.
All right. You know what? I'm also gonna ride with that because I do feel that he really needs to make a big impression, right? With the limited time he has left. If he waits to Thanksgiving, he is, as many people already said, there's a potential of him being gone already. Well, if he doesn't come back to Thanksgiving, he's more than gone, right?
Done.
Absolutely.
All right, so I'm riding with that. All right, Tommy, going to you. Kenny Golladay will have 7 or less touchdowns.
No, sir. I'm going with the under on Mr. KG. He already is a receiver that doesn't strive off burst or agility or separation. He suffered several lower body injuries going all the way back to Detroit. 0 touchdowns last season. Granted, the whole offense struggled. I wouldn't hold that just against him. But I do think we've seen a little bit of lack of explosion from him last year. You also seen him, not laying out for a couple passes at the end of the year. I don't know what his deal is. I'm going with the under. I'm thinking our two young studs ball out in Tony and Robinson. Maybe Galladay gets 2 or 3, gets a couple of, end zone catches, but I'm going with the under. I just think that those lower body injuries that really hurt him.
Damn. All right. I'm gonna this is a tough one. I'm gonna go on the die on that one. I'm gonna let that one die because I think
good choice, Greg. Good choice.
I'm feeling this way. Tommy. If Jones is willing to throw 30 interceptions this year because he's going to wing the ball, he's going to be throwing a lot of contested balls. You know what I mean? Where they're telling him to throw the rock down the field. So I got to think Galladay goes back to making some jump, some leaping catches. So I'm going to let that one die on the vine, and I'm going with 7.
All depends on the offense, Craig. Right? If we can air it out and Duvall and Kafka bring in, then he could get him. Hey, why not? But if it's an offense that's tight and there's not a lot of touchdowns to go around,
then
I'm
you
not
will be right.
He gets them.
I know. Then you will be right, and I will be wrong, and that won't be the first time. What's up, Teron? I see you in there, buddy. Hit that like button. I like you, dude. I see you in there, man. All right, Truth. Julian Love, who has played corner. He's probably taken some snaps at nickel and safety for the Giants. Julian Love will start next to what I call XMC, McKinney. He will be the start and the other safety.
By opening day, huh?
Yep. I'm not talking about through the whole year. I'm just saying when we kick the ball off against Tennessee, Julian Love is the other starting safety.
Well, right now I would say that's a very good possibility, but I think it won't be like he'll be having a whole bunch of snaps there. I think you're going to see that kid Dane Belton get a lot of looks. I think you're going to see him because, like Tommy said, Wink's going to have a lot of different packages. And he even said in one of his YouTube interviews he loves his group of guys in the secondary. He actually loves these kids, and he says he'd put them up against anyone. We'll see. But yes, answer your question. Yes, I think Julius Love will start the first play of opening day.
Yeah. I'm in favor of that. I'm riding with that. Julian Love has the inside track over Dane. I think again it's tough to start as a rookie, right? It's always tough to start as a rookie.
Especially secondaries.
Yeah. All right. So far we've got 1, 2, 3. I got 3 rides and I got 2 dies. All right, Tommy. This will be the last 3. Shane Lemieux holds the left guard position all season.
Ooh.
I'll put in quotes, Tommy, if healthy.
Yeah, that's the first thing I was gonna say. To me, that left guard battle is going to be one of the premier battles in camp heading in. I think he's going to have a lot of competition from the rookies. I like Shane Lemieux. When he was healthy, he was a very good run blocker. He's a road grader. He's going to bully people, push them around. He was the worst rated guard when it came to pass blocking in the NFL. So he has a lot of opportunity there. But I think he's the most experienced. He'll start out of the gate, but I'm going to go with Die on this one. I think Azudu takes over before the year's over.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Way before the year's over.
Yep.
That's what I think.
Let the young kids ball out.
Yeah, here's the thing about Shane Lemieux. Shane Lemieux has 1 year of experience, right? And then basically a year off. It's not like he has the experience where he's
right.
It's fresh in his mind. It's a whole year ago. He's starting all over again. I think Azudu can easily take over middle of the season.
I don't think Lemieux even really has potential. I just don't think he was that good. He just kind of reminds me of some of the Giants players that we hope have potential but don't actually pan out. So I think Azudu, am I saying his name right? I think
that's close enough.
Yeah, easily by. I think he's going to start by the end of September, to be honest with you.
All right, I'm gonna take another leap of faith here. We're going to all be sitting here next year when the season's done, and we're going to be reading about how so many teams passed on this kid, and he lasted till the 3rd round. He's going to have a very good rookie year. I'm going to go right on and say it right now.
Good stuff, Mike. Good stuff.
I see Independent Outsiders got a great question in the chat. I'm going to answer that in a second. So hold on.
He's awesome, by the way. He's awesome.
And, yeah, I see it on there. Listen, I'm gonna answer that in detail in 2 minutes. So hang on to that. All right. So Spartan, Slayton will have a good year and get a new deal.
No way.
Not
a
Wait, tell us what you really think.
Yeah, hey,
tell the truth, Spartan.
You're right. Let me just put these on while I explain this, gentlemen. The problem here, Craig, with Slayton, you got to realize it's about wide receivers nowadays. They don't really get these second contracts unless they're strutting as a number one wide receiver. He's not even really a good additional wide receiver. Typically, I mean, I think back, 80s, 90s, a lot of teams would re-sign those additional wide receivers, secondary wide receivers, because they're good in the system, whatever. They get 5 or 6 touchdowns a year. That's good. It's not going to happen. Slayton's been on a hard decline for the last few years. He's just not that talented. And there's just I can't imagine a situation where he's going to ball out. He would probably have to have an unreal level of productivity next year to be brought back.
I like it. All right. Last one is for you, Truth, right? Or am I on Tommy? Who got the Lemieux question? Tommy did, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, Truth, this is your last one. And don't save up for your 45 jersey yet. Hold on, Independence. Hold on. Okay. The Giants will have, you ready? Strap in here. The Giants will have 3 Pro Bowl players in 2022.
Yes.
Whoa. All right.
Wow,
I was not expecting you to say that. So now
I like that.
Now you need to define why, because all the people in the chat are now slackjaw with your answer.
I got a feeling that with the new systems in place, defensively and offensively, I think we're going to see a lot of players, if they stay healthy. Of course, health is an issue here. If everybody stays healthy, I could see.
Give them to me. Give me three. Give me the 3.
Give me names.
Three, baby. Give it up.
All right, I could see Thibodeau making the Pro Bowl.
Wow, the rookie out the gates.
I think it's. Hey, listen. It's media. It's social media. He's going to get a lot of votes. He's going to get a lot of votes.
He will get a lot of love. That's true.
Yep.
He's going to need more than those 6 sacks. Man, he's going to need like 10, 12 sacks for that one.
Mm-hmm. Well, I projected he'll have double digits, but and I'm going to go with McKinney on defense. I think he is due. You know how I felt about him when we drafted him, Craig. I mean, I really felt he had the ability to be a Pro Bowler. And I think on the offensive side of the ball, there is a good chance one of the skill position players will get it. I think Barkley can get it. Why not?
Damn, you went Barkley, Thibodeau, and McKinney. I love that so much that I'm writing it down because
I
have to revisit that. XMC, which I agree with XMC.
Absolutely.
Barkley and Tibbs. Okay, you heard that right here, people, that the Giants will have a minimum of 3 Pro Bowlers, and the truth says it's going to be XMC, and you all need to adopt that name because the X-Man is not McKinney. He's XMC. Barkley and Tibbs. I named him. Run with that. Tell him you got it from the Rush guys. Okay. I'm going to go back to our friend here. I'm getting a ton of questions in here. I won't forget you guys. All right, where are you, outsider? Okay. Popping this question up on the screen. Can you see Daniel Bellinger with 800 yards receiving and 5 touchdowns?
That's a lot of yards.
Or will he be more of a third down red zone? Okay. I eat and sleep the tight ends. I do all the research on the tight ends. I'm the tight end guy, right? That's my wheelhouse. I will say, as a fan, I think it could happen, but it's not going to happen. Only not because he's not wicked talented, because the kid is very talented. But when you go and look at some of guys like Kelsey and Kittle, when they come out as a rookie, year one, they are roughly averaging 3 to 4 touchdowns and 300 to 400 yards. And that's at some of the best tight ends in the league. And then they blow up in year 2. So, yes, do it. I don't see it happening out of the gate. Now, if there was a way for this to happen, it would take, Golladay being hurt and Shepard never coming back and them running out of options and then having to stick the ball on the tight end. I don't see him being like of course he'll have a third down red zone options. There'll be packages for him, but he's a devastating blocker. So so in the red zone, he's probably blocking most likely, right? And I'm sure Tommy mentioned it before. Galladay's got to be a red zone guy. Not that Bellinger won't, but Bellinger is a dominant blocker. So if you're down in the red zone, you're going to use Bellinger as a blocker, as a chip. Maybe you leak him out, right? I think he's going to have my projection for Bellinger is 380 to 400 yards and 4 touchdowns year one. I promise you that won't look the same next year, but when I did the research, because I knew this was going to come up, looking at, like I said, like Kittle and Waller and a couple of these guys, they all are roughly in the same wheelhouse, and then in year 2 they blow up.
Real quick, Greg, I just want to give you a FYI. I mean, what people also have to understand, 800 yards would be pretty steep for this type of tight end. He's a big body. If you look back at Kevin Boss in 2008, he had 384 yards, and he had 6 touchdowns. I think those bigger guys tend to actually be red zone threats more so than obviously deep threats. So what I could see happening, believe it or not, is him having more than 5 touchdowns, but he might not even break 500 receiving yards. It's very common for those big tight ends.
Yeah, he won't break 500. I think Craig's pretty close.
Yeah,
what he's saying.
I was pretty much on the money there with the 380, 400 when I saw that.
Yeah, you got to realize 800 yards. You're looking at 80 plus receptions for a tight end. I mean, they average like 10 yards a catch. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of.
And it's a great question, and we don't have listen. Bellinger has a lot of Kevin Boss in him. To be honest with you, if you don't know independent outsider, that's a mouthful. We need to give you a nickname.
That's Dave. I think his name is Dave.
Dave,
if I remember correctly.
I think it's
Dave's
cool,
a good dude.
I like
Dave's a big supporter. Can I touch on this one real quick?
One more, Tom.
Yeah,
I'm almost done. Outsider, which is what we're going to call you from now on. Your second point here, if I throw this up here, is saving up for my 45 jersey. Yo, there ain't no shot that cat wears 45. Soon as camp is done and guys get cut, he's going to be wearing 88 or an 80s number, right?
I hate that
when we interviewed him, outsider, again, go to the YouTube channel. The interview's there. He said he's so excited about being a Giant. He didn't care what number he got. He was just glad to have a jersey to wear, which was funny. But I will say it'd be really unique for him to keep 45 because guys are going to get cut, and 88, if it's not available, it'll become available. 45 is more like a camp jersey. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't go out and buy your jersey yet, but I'm glad that you're on board with him, outsider. So am I. I'm a huge fan, especially after interviewing him. He was a really good guy. Check the interview out on YouTube. Go ahead, Tommy. The floor is yours.
Yeah, so I'll touch on Bellinger. I think what's going to happen is we're going to have a lot of plays where we're like, wow, this kid's good. Wow, this kid can play. Wow, this kid could ball. But I think it's important that we crawl before we walk when talking about how disjointed this offense was, right? Obviously, there's new offensive coordinator, new head coach, but it's going to take time to gel. This is Jones' third, fourth offensive system in his career. I would say for Bellinger, 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, some nice blocks where he bulldozes in the running game. And that's all we really expect. If we run 11, 12 personnel, he's going to get his chances. He's going to be the only tight end out there. But block down that offensive line, open up some holes, and be ready to catch it when you're open. And I'm happy with that.
Yeah, you're right on.
So no 45.
And if anything, if he's as good as he kind of seems to be, like from a because I said he can catch. If you guys don't know, he didn't drop a ball in 2021. I mean, the kid's got great hands.
They didn't even use him, Craig. They didn't even use him really. His average depth of reception, of pass attempt, was 4 yards. They never sent him on even any medium routes. He had maybe a handful during the season. So who knows what he could offer there? It might be some surprise for us.
I think we talked about this last week with Ryan from the Post. Dunleavy, him and Ruckert, if you're an Ohio State fan or if you watch Big Ten football, him and Ruckert are very, very similar where they're going to be better pros than they were in college, So, yeah, the biggest thing that he has going for him is that he's such a good blocker that after a while, as the year goes on, outsider, you're going to find teams watching tape thinking he's a blocker, and he's going to start chipping and sliding off in the flat, and he's going to start getting fed those flat routes.
Yeah, and no one's going to cover him.
Exactly. So you watch by game 4, everybody's going to think they have Bellinger down on tape because he's primarily a blocker, and they're going to start chipping down hard and rolling out in the flat, and he's going to be sitting there wide open, and he's a big boy. So,
yep.
And that will be by design too. They'll probably do that by design. Let it happen later on, a couple of games down the road.
I was just going to say that, Mike. That's a great point. Can we get maybe that little shovel pass on the goal line that we've seen with Travis Kelce in previous years? Can we get Bellinger on that shovel pass?
Well, that's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because the passing coordinator for the New York Giants is the old coach from the Kansas City Chiefs, Mike Dowell. Yes, and Tehran, Ballard and Boss seam routes. Okay, let's just make sure we have.
Oh yeah, the seam route.
For you young guys out there in Giants land, I'm one of the old broken guys here, but the seam route was owned by Mark Bavaro. Let's just make sure we pay homage to the man
Rambo
who created the seam route. Yeah. But yes, we interviewed Boss, we interviewed Ballard. They all say the same thing. They came in here to help the team win, whatever it took. They were both good blockers, and they both had good hands. All right, boys. I'm moving on to the very first topic since we crushed on through ride or die. Had some fun with that. Great question from Outsider. Thanks for asking.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, and I hope it is Dave.
I hope it's Dave. I think it's Dave.
Yeah, I'm going to blame it on Tommy if your name is like Frank.
Is it you, Dave?
Yeah.
Your name.
All right. First topic needs to be covered. You'll all get a chance to chime in. So you don't need, not that you will, but you don't have to talk over each other. All right. It's called DB Heavy. Currently on the roster today, as of what I call, this is summertime. When Memorial Day hits, it's officially summer, regardless of what whatever your calendar says.
And it's hot today.
It's hot outside, yeah. And there's sand in my backpack, so I know
my air conditioner is broken. I am in my younger brother's bedroom right now. If you're wondering about this interesting setup in here.
Oh my God!
Okay,
that's your bedroom. That is a scream. All right, DB Heavy. The Giants have 11 defensive backs on the roster. Spartan, who do you expect to start, and are there any surprise cuts or pickups?
No, I don't really expect any surprise starts or pickups. What I think, might happen, and everyone's got to keep their eye on the radar for this because this happens to other teams. This is our weakest part of the team, I actually think, right here, the defensive backs. I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants traded away future capital and try to get somebody at the cornerback position. Not really like a dominant type guy, but a guy that's a little bit more steady than what they have right now. My expectation for who starts initially, I believe it's going to be Dory Jackson and Darnay Holmes at cornerback. We're going to have Xavier McKinney at strong safety and then Julian Love at free safety. In the nickel package, we'll have Cordell Flott as the additional guy. What I think is going to happen as the season progresses is Flott's going to have an opportunity to prove himself to be a guy that could be a starting number one quarterback. And I actually expect that at some point, because, Holmes is not reliable, that Flott and Holmes are going to swap that position. Holmes will become the nickel guy. Flott will be the starter.
I will say this. I love that take because it's different and unique. Most guys want to gravitate towards Robinson, so I can appreciate that. Go ahead, Truth. Go ahead, jump in. What's your thought on, do you see any surprise cuts here, Truth, or pickups? And who do you like to start the season?
Well, I'm pretty close with Spartan. Although I think Robinson will get the nod on the outside. Surprise cuts? No, I think it's pretty simple. But I will give a surprise player who we have who will get a lot of playing time because he did a great job last year at the end of the year, and that's that kid Jaron Williams. Shane brought that kid back with no connection to him at all. He brought that kid back right away. He had a very good, sound second half last year for the Giants in the secondary. So he could be somebody who could see some snaps. I'm not going to say he's going to start, but he'll see a lot of snaps, and he'll be a contributor.
if he plays, I'll tell you, if he does play truth, it'll be in the dime.
All right.
He might be again, depending on what happens on the outside, but I could see him playing some dime. Go ahead, Tommy. What's your thought? Any surprise cuts? Who do you see starting and not starting? Like maybe there's any surprises in here, or are you on the same page with these two guys?
No. I'm gonna go with a blend of Spartan and Truth. Adori's gonna start on the outside. I'm gonna go with A-Rob on the other outside position. I do think the leash will be short on A-Rob. You're not too far off Spartan.
Mm-hmm.
I think if A-Rob struggles like he did struggle in some spot duty last year, they're gonna pull him and put Darnay in there. You're gonna see Flott in the slot. You got Rodarius Williams, who was, I believe, a 5th-round draft pick. He's pretty young. I think he'll see some reps. And I also think, along the lines of what Spartan said about trading for someone, I don't think we'll trade for someone, but I think we might scrape some shekels together and try to get an experienced free agent in here, whether that's Chris Harris.
Through the waivers, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be like a Janoris Jenkins. His time here was rough towards the end. But I think you could see, the Giants and Wink trying to get a man press corner, an experienced corner for that cornerback room. Got some young guys in here outside of Adoree, A-Rob, Flott, Darnay, Rodarius Williams. I mean, these are some young guys, and this is pretty much makes up the entire secondary group. So I wouldn't be surprised if we go get somebody experienced before the training camp starts.
Yeah.
Chris has got a good point. I'll pop it up here on the screen. Is that Williams can hit like a safety too? So
He's a big boy.
So you've got Julian Love and you've got McKinney, but then you got Dane and Williams that can both come down and
Absolutely.
play. Because when you think of not to get all like in the weeds, but when you think about McKinney and Julian Love, they're both more free safety than strong
Absolutely.
safety. So now I don't know Wink's. I don't know anything about the Ravens defense. I don't know anything that Wink's going to bring past what I read.
Cover 0, baby.
Yeah, but I will say as a former strong safety, like you got to have a downhill dude willing to come downhill. Like if you get 2 free safeties back there, you're going to find a lot of tight ends running free, down the seam. If they're not afraid, someone's going to whack them. And nothing against McKinney and nothing against Julian Love. I don't see either one of those guys put a thumping on a 250-pound, 260-pound tight end.
Not their game.
No. So Nate, is a rookie, but I can see him playing definitely some strong. And without a doubt, Chris, I could see, Williams maybe even getting some reps in a 3rd safety package, maybe running 3 high or something like that. I could see that. But great topic, great answers, great questions. Zane says he's not a fan of Rodarius and he doesn't want Darnay on the outside, which is fine. I loved Spartan's take on Darnay on the outside, because it's going to be interesting because I don't know if Robinson wins that job either, so it'll be interesting. All right. I'm going to move on to the next topic. Next topic is called man in the middle. Happens to be one of my favorite positions on the field. I was never big enough to play it and too slow. Last week we interviewed Ryan from the New York Post. One of the best interviews I think we've done in 2 years. Some of the stuff he dropped on us was just awesome. I'm having that cut up for you guys now. But what he did say, which was eye-opening, was Blake Martinez is way advanced in his rehab. That he is exactly.
Whoa, baby!
That
like,
he is like,
man.
They said he's moving.
Thank goodness.
Let's get it.
And I asked him what he felt about his coming back. He's like, come back. He's already back. He's like buzzing around the field. And
I want 2020 Blake back there, man. We all know what he can bring to the table.
Yeah. So, guys, with that said, if Martinez is ahead of schedule, let's talk about the other elephant in the room is Tate Crowder cannot come back as the other inside linebacker. I mean, nice guy, Mr. Irrelevant, the whole thing. Guy can't tackle. He's a tweener, the definition of tweener. I know he's got like great personality. They say he's got some of the best sense of humor on the team. I want to know, guys, who's going to start next to Martinez? Because it could be Carter Coughlin, who they moved from the outside to the inside. It could be Tate Crowder. It could be Justin Hilliard, who they brought in. Or, guys, we've got Bevers and McFadden, both rookies. Tommy, I'm going to start with you on this. Who starts in the middle next to Blake?
Yeah, I think when answering this, it's important to look at the type of defense we'll be running. It's definitely not going to be Tate Crowder. Listen, I love Tate Crowder. Great story. He stepped in last year when we were in a pinch. He tried hard, but he was the lowest rated linebacker in the NFL. Not his deal. Just like we were talking about with our two safeties. That's not their gig. So it's not his gig either. I would love to see Carter Coughlin get some reps. He's a guy that can come off the edge sometimes. He could be one of those chess pieces you use. I like the two rookies. McFadden. Darian. I mean, it's tough when you look at rookie linebackers. Especially both our linebackers did struggle to kind of move in space in the passing game. So you're looking at, two down linebackers. Give me Coughlin right next to Blake, and then let the rest of the guys fight it out, man. Whoever made the best man win in Wings defense.
All right, so let me ask you a question, Tommy. Don't leave me yet. So you're okay with Coughlin still going back to the middle because we know what a dominant pass rusher he was in the Big Ten on the outside. So you don't see, now that they've got Tibbs and Aziz, you don't see them moving him back to the outside. You think he's going to stay inside?
Yeah, well, yeah, I do think that. I also think you could do both, Craig. I think we have a defensive coordinator that loves to move pieces around. He loves to bring pressure from unexpected places, drop 3, blitz 4, vice versa. So I do think he'll be moving back to the middle. He'll be blitzing just like I'm sure everybody else will be. But when we got Aziz, we got Thibodeau, we got Leonard Williams, Dexter Lawrence, Roche, I don't think there's a need for Coughlin right there. Put him back in middle. Let's see if he can cover in space, and let's see if he can get inside the gaps.
Yeah, I like your thought process. My biggest thing about Coughlin is he's still a little light at 236. Like he needs to put
small,
on,
man.
Yeah, he needs to put on 10
He needs
pounds.
a few cheeseburgers.
A lot of cheeseburgers.
Yeah,
give him some cheeseburgers. Bulk him up, man.
I think part of it was the injury. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't doing a lot of lower body stuff because his leg. I'm assuming by time camp comes around, he might be 240, 244. All right.
And he's a great kid.
Truth. What's that, Tom?
He's a great kid. From all accounts, everybody loves him in the team.
Yep. Truth, what do you see? I'm not hearing a whole lot about McFadden out of camp. It's kind of quiet on him. Well, who do you see starting next to Blake?
Well, listen, I like to always go on the limb here. I think a rookie's going to start next to Blake Martinez. I think it's either going to be McFadden or the other kid out of Cincinnati, Beavers. Beavers a bit, yeah. I think those guys are going to shine once we start putting the pads on. They're going to start playing. You're going to see them. And I can tell you, piggybacking on what Tommy said with Martindale, you might see a lot of packages. You're going to see Ojolari, you're going to see Tebow, you're going to see Roche, and even the kid Ward. No one talking about him. You might see all 4 on the field at the same time.
So I got Truth. I know you're going to know this player way better than I do. I got Kevin in here and Zane in here asking about Yusef Corker. What's the deal with him?
A good player, right, Tommy? I mean, I think that kid makes the roster.
That was a steal. Yeah, he's making a 53 man. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be one of the 4 safeties on this roster. That kid was rated higher than Belton was by many NFL draft people. Good player out of Kentucky. Very good player.
Yeah, his projection was round 5, I think, on the NFL Network.
Well, we called this a long time ago because of COVID. A lot of guys got pushed into the UDFA because of that, and they would have been drafted if not for COVID.
Yep.
So.
All right, I like it. I like that Truth's willing to go out there on a limb.
I always do. Always do.
It's why we love you, Truth. It's why we love you. All right, Spartan. Anything here you want to throw in? Like, can you see something different?
No, I think we kind of got it right. I think what's going to happen is, preseason, unfortunately, the last couple of years, every time we were in a situation where we got to test a guy out and test our rookies out, that lead guy was starting for way too long, I felt like. I think they're going to try to figure this one out in preseason. And then what they're going to move forward with is whoever does better in camp between Coughlin and
Bevers.
No, not Bevers. I'm drawing a blank on Crowder.
Oh, McFadden.
Yeah. What's that?
McFadden, the rookie.
No, I'm thinking they're going to duke it out between Coughlin and Crowder for that first game. And then if either of those guys start, whoever does best out of those two will start day one. But if they're not pulling their weight, then yeah, they're going to absolutely rotate that position in with McFadden and Bevers. I personally see Bevers doing better than McFadden. I think he's the long-term guy. I unfortunately don't think that Crowder will be the guy, but obviously you all agree with that. I just don't, quite frankly, think Coughlin's going to be the guy. We haven't seen enough out of the guy. We've seen some flashy plays, but like if you actually watch the tape of the full game, he doesn't execute the assignments to the degree we need him to. But I will say this, guys, and I want everybody to know this. We're probably going to run, and this is the NFL in 2022, there's going to be a lot of nickel package out there. And I can't stress this enough. That's the one position that they're going to drop whenever they have the 5 defensive backs, which we're not really going to have to worry about half the time.
All of that makes a lot of sense. Let me really touch on 3 things that you said. One is Carter Coughlin last year didn't run the assignment because it was his first time ever playing inside linebacker.
No, I do understand that, but this is, again, here's a year 3 situation, Craig. And you are right. You're right. We haven't quite seen everything that he's had to give, but I've seen this rodeo before. I've seen multiple times where guys get hurt in that first or second year. We're hoping by that year 3 there's a breakout. I don't see it happening. I'd love for him. I will never complain. I'm
just touching on your points. I said Coughlin didn't look great because he was a rookie doing it, and then of course he got hurt, right? So I don't know if guys don't usually make that transition, DN inside linebacker, but
that's tough, man. That's a tough move.
Secondly, I don't even think Crowder makes the team. No offense. I don't.
He might not. You're right.
No, he might not. He might not.
And
I have something on that, Craig. Sorry to cut you off. One thing we're going to see is that there's no personal ties from anybody on this coaching staff to these players from last year. Coughlin, Tate Crowder, whoever you want to name. It's going to be the best man wins. So Crowder and Coughlin are on high alert, man. They better come out balling because Wink and the rest of these defensive coaches, they're not going to give 2 craps of when you were drafted, who drafted you. Oh, you got injured last year. We feel really bad for you. It's not their guys, man. They want to go with their guys. So I think the rookies in that essence are going to have a leg up on them.
Amen.
Mark Thompson, I'm going on record telling you right now, there ain't no jump for Crowder. He doesn't have it. For one thing is Mark, he's a tweener, right? He's not a banger. He's not a ball. He's not even a 2-down linebacker. He can't come downhill and smack.
He gets pushed around.
We've seen the best of Crowder. That's it.
Yeah, when you watch
he's a good special teamer.
But when you watch him tackle, Mark, he actually catches. He waits for the back, the receiver, the tight end. They're actually running him over. He catches the block.
Yeah.
He never comes downhill. He's and again, nothing against the player. It's really tough for him to play inside in the NFL. He might
remember for what it's worth, what he's been able to do in the NFL, being Mr. Relevant, it is pretty
remarkable,
no doubt.
100%.
It's not good enough to compete.
Yeah, I will tell you this: Crowder would be a good outside linebacker in another system, not an inside linebacker in New York. You know what I mean? Like you're expecting downhill bangers.
Yeah, he'd be a good outside linebacker in college.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I will say
that was a good one.
McFadden. That was a good one. McFadden is the heir apparent to Blake. But if Blake has a good year, McFadden will be on the bench. If Martinez doesn't have a good year, McFadden may take over next year. I mean, I think we all know that Blake has more in the tank, but we got to see what we get back. But picture it more like I don't think you're going to see McFadden and Blake next to each other. I think one is the other one's backup, and if Blake goes, McFadden steps in. The only issue I have with McFadden is he's freaking short as hell. I mean, he's like 6.5, 6'1". Like he's not a real tall dude. You know what I mean? So, and again, you haven't heard much out of camp on him. He's like, out of all the draft picks, no one's talking about him. I don't know if that's good or bad.
I get a little worried with those late rounds.
Well, that's why the late rounds. You're right. There's always question.
No guarantees.
Yeah, and he's just there's a certain slowness to the game of the Big Ten that I get a little concerned about with the linebackers. And sometimes it's not It's not always there. Obviously, there's been successful players, but I look at a guy like Bevers. He's just got that athletic ability that I think is going to translate so well in the NFL.
Well,
he can move around.
I'm tell you right now that Cal Haladay from Michigan State is going to be a third round pick next year when he comes out. Just you heard it here first. All right.
We don't really have a lot of high round picks, but anyway, move on.
I'm telling you, Cal Haladay is gonna ball this year. All right. This is next topic. It is called Mr. Smith. So the Giants last year signed Jaylon Smith. He was cut by the Cowboys. He was cut by the Packers. And then he played 4 games with the Giants. I was excited that he was on the roster. I thought he did a great job. His stats were in 4 games, 19 tackles, 1 sack, 1 pass defended. He's 27, and he only costs $165,000. That is what you call, my friends, a fall from grace, okay, as a former, top pick. The Giants – what's that, Michael?
I think he was a second rounder, right? Because he was injured or something, and they took him.
He blew his knee out at Notre Dame.
Right, he sat out a year. And
my bad. Yep.
But still, that's second round's a high pick.
If he hadn't got hurt, he would have been a first-round pick, probably.
Yes.
So the Giants signed him. I think it was during the Dallas week, and he's got a lot of spring in his step. Like I thought he had a lot of explosion. I'm surprised that they didn't give him a camp invite and bring him back. And he's still out there. Want to see what you guys think if there's this coaching staff has no ties to him. No one really has ties to him, but he's still got ball left in him, I think. So, Spartan, what's your take on Jaylon Smith? If there's anything to tank there?
I thought he was kind of bringing it in the couple games we had. I feel like he hasn't really quite been given a fair shot in the last year or so. What I'm really, really concerned about with him is that he's going to be Marcus Golden, right? That dude balled for the Giants a few years ago. Pretty good. I mean, they cut him. It wasn't like the worst thing in the world for Giants fans. And then he went off to the Cardinals. He's been killing it. I unfortunately kind of see that. I could definitely see that with Smith more so than any of the other players that we're probably going to cut this year.
Do you want him back?
I'd like him back at that price. Absolutely.
I don't think you get him a back price. You think so?
Nobody wants him.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know either.
What they're ballparking for.
But listen to that, Craig. I mean, why doesn't no one want him? There's got to be a reason. There's got to be a reason. It could it be a personality thing? Could it be how he and you know how Joe Shane is about how players present themselves, how they are. I don't know if Jalen Smith, that kind of guy, fits Joe Shane. I don't think he does.
I'm gonna pop this comment up on the screen because our very intelligent listeners already beat us to the punch before we get it out. Clearly doesn't fit the culture. So, right, he's Teron's right on with what you were just saying, Michael. It's got to be, a non-fit for a couple. Listen, everybody fits in with the Cowboys. If he don't fit in with the Cowboys, there's a problem. Tommy, any thoughts on Jaylon Smith?
Yeah, so I thought he played okay in the spot duty last season. I think he's one of those players that when you're watching the game live, you're like, wow, this guy's unbelievable. He's sideline to sideline. He's making plays here and there. I think when you break it down and you really look at it, you'll see why the Cowboys cut him mid-year and why nobody's picked him up. A lot of missed assignments, a lot of extra steps, struggles to turn his hips in space. I think he did a solid job for us. Before the draft, I was kind of pro Jaylon Smith, but let's be realistic. We took an edge rusher. We took a cornerback. We took 2 linebackers, a safety, a defensive tackle. I'm good. No matter the price, let the kids play. Let them fight it out, and may the best man win again. I'm good on that. No.
Rock and roll. I love it. You listen to another episode of the Giants, guys. This is what I'm asking you to do. Please hit the subscribe button. Help us out.
Yep.
We're working on some new content. nygiantsrush.com. All these guys are writing pieces. Chris has just sent me one that I got to post up. Tommy's got his top 5 that he's been running
coming
through.
Soon. It's coming tomorrow, baby.
Yep. The truth is banging out like 9 articles when you're sleeping. And
he's a beast, man. Nobody's keeping up with the truth.
He's a beast. And then I know Zane is working on a really cool little video project that he's working on. So a lot of content out there. Check it out. Follow all these cats. Let them know that you appreciate what they're doing. We're gonna do some live stuff from training camp. We got some big guests that are coming in. I talked to Ryan Dunleavy. He's potentially going to come on once a week in a spot.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we're
I like that.
Yeah, so we're working on some stuff, guys. Because I need someone to come along and buy the Giants, guys, so I can retire. Just kidding, man. We do it because we love you folks. We do it because we love you folks. But I will say this. I will say this, just throwing it out there. Always, anyone ever want to talk about sponsorships or us talking about their products, services, let me know. Be more than willing to do that. All right, guys. This is the end of the show, and it's the fun part. It's called Genie in a Bottle. Okay.
Ooh.
You're walking down the beach in LBI, Cape May, Jones Beach, the Hamptons, wherever your freaking beach is, because I don't know where you live, or I'm sure there's some of you out in where there's no beach. But you're walking down the beach, you find a genie in the bottle. When the genie pops out, he's drunk and smoked out, and so he's going to give you 3 wishes. The key is this. I'm the genie, and if you ask a question that's completely unrealistic, I shut you down and you get no wishes at all. Okay? I will give you an example of that so you don't feel like I left you high and dry. The wish for Aaron Donald is an unrealistic wish. You get shut down. It has to be a wish that's on the Giants, can work with the Giants, in the Giants building, in the Giants franchise. It is not about wishing another player on your team for that's playing somewhere else. It's just what you have to work with. So I'm gonna start off with you, Truth. You are somewhere down there in the Carolinas. There you go. I'm the genie. I pop out and I'm like, "What's up, Truth? I'm gonna grant you 3 wishes because I've been drinking I've been drinking Stella all day long and shots of Jaeger. I've given you three wishes. What are they?"
All right. I want double-digit wins this year.
Go ahead. I'll give you 2 more wishes.
Okay. I want the Giants to lead the league with least amount of man loss and injuries this year.
I can do that. Go ahead.
I want to see Daniel Jones and Barkley succeed and have
Can't have.
very
That's
good
2,
years.
That's 2 wishes. You
Oh,
can't
that's
have.
2? All right. I want to see Daniel Jones succeed because it seems like everybody's against that kid. I want to see him succeed.
Oh, I want to give a shout out to Trell. I see you in there, my man. Thanks for hanging out. I'll pop you up on here, my man. He's one of the good ones.
What's up, Patrol?
We all know, man.
Shout out.
Trell, Shakes, and E are my guys. These they're good to us. Check them out on Shaked Up. Okay, Spartan. You're I don't even know if you have a beach in Chicago, but
Yeah, we have beaches in Chicago.
Yeah, he does. He's got the
real
Right
beaches.
there, man.
you got the
You don't
5
see it
lakes.
and everything. It's just a lake. You don't really have like the ocean, no dangerous marine wildlife,
Fair enough.
it's very
All right.
cool.
So you're walking down the beach, Spartan. You find a genie in a bottle. As I just told you, I'm the genie. I am all drunk and smoked out, willing to give you 3 wishes. What are your 3 wishes? If you give me an unrealistic wish, I will shut you down very quickly.
Okay. On January 1st, 2023, I want the Colts to come into town and the Giants to clinch a playoff spot for the first time in 6 years. That day at a home crowd.
Wow.
I will
Just went right
say,
for it.
I will say that is so close to being unrealistic, but it is just.
I want that every now and then the Giants, they give out those towels. and we
Okay,
have a
wait,
situation
hang on.
like that. I want
Yeah,
every-
he's got to give you a verdict.
I'm going to, against my better judgment, I'm going to ask you this. This will determine if you get a second or third wish. What is the record on that January day to get them the playoff spot. Because if you tell me, you better be realistic or you're not getting wish 2 or 3.
So it's going to be, coming into the game, they're going to be fighting for their, they're going to be fighting for their 10th win, because I don't think the NFC East, what we'd have to hope for, obviously, is that the Eagles, are only at 8 wins at that point. Or actually, no, 7 wins, because we got to make sure that we beat them the week after that.
So you're saying they have 8 wins going for 9?
9 going for 10.
Dude, you were so. Go ahead. Wish number 2. I
Give
can't
it to
think
him.
about
Give it to him.
I want to shut you down, but I'm going to give it to you.
You can't, though. You can't. No, come on. Imagine that, Craig.
No, I'm the genie in the bottle. I can do anything I want to do.
Repeat of that, baby. 2011 Cowboys at home. I want that.
The genie in the bottle makes the rules, but I'm giving you a second
wish.
Wishes.
Come on, man. Hook it up. I'll travel all the way.
He's had a few drinks too, man. Come on, he's got a few drinks.
Oh, no, easy, Tom. Easy. Not yet.
No, he's saying me. I do.
No, the genie's had a few.
All right. Look, most importantly, I want Daniel Jones to have a Pro Bowl year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you think Pro Bowl's too out of whack, and Pro Bowl is a popularity, fine. I want him to have an All-Pro year. I want the sports writers to know how good he is.
Oh my goodness, you're so close to getting booted because it's never gonna happen.
It's gonna have to be for him to come back. Let's be real.
Wait a minute, never? He's never gonna have a good year?
No, Pro Bowl year. He'll never be a top 5 QB.
Okay.
Never.
So,
and I listen.
He's not getting a second contract if he's not a top 10 quarterback.
I don't hate Daniel Jones, but he's never going to be a top 5 quarterback. Just not happening. Listen, I'm getting a request to give you another wish. Both your wishes are so borderline, but I'm being requested to give you another wish. All right, people in the chat, first one in. Does Spartan get another wish or not? Type it in the chat. If you say no, he gets no. Type it in fast, any of you. Tehran's out there, Tuto, Outsider, Trell, any of you guys. Does he get another wish or not? Somebody. Spartan, yes.
Yeah.
Fine, you're up.
Wow, there you go.
Tehran bailed you out. You get another wish. Go. What do you got?
My last wish is that next year.
Wait, next year? This year?
No,
Wait,
this
year. That we finish with the top 15 offensive line and we go into the 2023 offseason and don't have to worry too much about what we are doing aside from perhaps a guard spot.
I like that one. Okay, I like that one.
Soft and gentle. I also wish you would actually meet me, man. We were in talks of getting a beer tonight, and
Wow.
Tomorrow we're getting a beer. Tomorrow
we got a beautiful finished basement. Why didn't you just invite me over? I'll kick it in air condition because I don't have that here. Come on, Craig.
Tomorrow, we will get a beer.
We need to do a show together, man. Together.
Spartan, we could just get bombed at some bar and do our own show, and people will.
That would be right.
We can go live at any point.
Why don't you do that? That would be pretty fun.
Because I can't be out there like that. That's what I have you guys for. I got to represent. Got to keep myself in check. You've never seen me after 12 beers. It's ugly. All right, Tommy. You're on.
I can't even drink 2 beers.
Well, you're on the beach. I'm willing to give you 3 wishes. They must be realistic, or you get shut down unless Tehran comes and bails you out. Start it off. I'm going to give you 3. Tell me what you got.
Yeah, I'm going to go off the fly here because Spartan and Truth had some that I would have put in there. My first one, and the most important one to me, is finishing the season in the bottom 5. And I mean bottom, 30, 26 and up, 27 and up in games missed due to injury. I want to be, healthy. I don't want to be in the top 2 or 3 of injured teams. That would be my number 1 wish, man.
I can easily grant that for you. And while I'm granting that wish for you, I'm going to change the turf in the stadium because after doing the research, Mr. Tommy G, there are 5 vendors in the United States that supply turf to the NFL. There are 5 to choose from. There are only 3 franchises that have the same turf company as the Giants. Excuse me, 2 other ones, 3 total. The Raiders, the Bengals, and the Giants. The rest of the NFL does not use that company, which would make you say, maybe there's something wrong with this turf. So I can easily grant you, are they working on that turf? Supposedly no, Outsider, but if you do the research, you will find it, which I have done. is a tweet out there that I tweeted out a couple months ago. I can do it again for you guys tomorrow if I remember. 5 companies, Bengals, Giants, and I think Raiders. I think it's the Raiders. Use the same turf company. Everyone else uses a different turf company. So whatever we're doing is not working. And you can roll Jets and Giants together.
Yeah, I was just going to say that 2 of the top 5 injured teams last season.
Jets and Giants.
Playing MetLife Stadium on that nasty gravel turf.
This goes back a decade, Tommy. You're right, man.
Absolutely.
All right, Tommy, wish number 2.
All right, wish number 2 is going to be after game number 17, we sit back and we say, wow, Kayvon Thibodeau is an elite edge rusher.
Oh, yeah, sure. That's
I think we'll find out by day 10, game 10.
Yeah, I can easily. Yes, we will blame the Jets, Chris. It is Woody Johnson's fault. Yes, I can easily give you, Tommy. That is a no-brainer. Wish number 3.
Very gracious of you, Jeannie. This one's a hard one, so I'm gonna test you with this one. I wish that the brass at the New York Giants gives us a large Pepsi next year instead of a medium. Wasn't very gracious host last year. Please make it a large. I'm a large guy. Give me a large Pepsi.
That costs the franchise $500, Tommy. You can't do it, man.
I'm not granting you. I'll tell you why I'm not granting you that wish. Because if I grant you that wish, that means we're running 2 quarterback sneaks the last game of the season, and we've got 3 wins. So no, I am not granting you that wish, Tommy G.
Hey, Craig,
I would like to. No, you have been shut down. You only get 2 of your 3 wishes.
You know what wish we should have given? You know what wish we should have got? We should have asked you? Getting Leonard Marshall in the Ring of Honor.
Oh, that's a good
we should have done that. Very bad of us.
That's why the truth is the truth. Because when all the shenanigans are done, the truth is the adult in the room, according to Mr. Mara, him and Pat Shermer, and he brings us the good ideas. Yes. All you people should be using the hashtag ring70in, RING 70IN, ring70in, and randomly tag the Giants and tell them you want the second all-time leading tackler in Giants history and the third all-time leading sack, whatever you want to call him, sack artist in the Ring of Honor. You people don't understand. Like, it's a big honor to be there. And the guy literally tackles all time. Number 2, sacks. Okay. Number 3, all time. He's not in the Ring of Honor. So it doesn't matter why. It doesn't matter how. But you guys need to send and tag NY Giants Rush and tag the Giants.
Absolutely. Get it in there.
And use the hashtag ring70in and be like, we want it on the calendar. Put it on the calendar. Like, listen, guys, we love you. You love us. We do this. But you guys got to support some of these initiatives so we can make some stuff happen. Leonard Marshall needs to be in. If we let the rest of the season go without raising a star, another year will go by.
Yeah.
So just get on your horse and say, hey, we're with the Rush crew. We want Leonard Marshall in the ring. Hashtag ring70in, and let's go.
That's right.
And Iceman over here is doing his very best Tom Cruise.
This is Terminator, man. Come with me if you want to live. Ride or die with us.
It's true. You're listening to another episode of the Giants Guys. Thanks, Trell and Tuto and Outsider, Tehran, Kevin, Tom, Mark. I see. I'm trying to roll through. So Chris and Zane. I see all you guys in here. Kevin. I missed a couple of you guys earlier on. Thanks for all jumping in. It was a great show. It's the first time we've gotten to chat like this in a while. And again, nygiantsrush.com. We will be back next week. I will be at a bar with Spartan tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe a impromptu live stream just pops up on your Twitter feed.
At least get a Spaces going.
It'll be the funniest one you've ever caught from New York
Let's
Giants.
do a Spaces tomorrow night.
Tommy, if I'm on Spaces, you better have a little asterisk that says, Craig gonna say some wild shit, because I'm just gonna be like, nope, you're out. Mute. All right, gentlemen, we're OUT out.
Peace.
Peace.